In part 5 of entity relationship modeling, we will discuss how to convert an ER diagram into a relational database. You have to follow these 6 steps to convert an ER diagrams into a relational database. First step is convert the strong entities into tables. Second step is convert weak entities into tables and add the primary key of related strong entity as foreign key into this new table. Third step is convert one-to-one relationships. Fourth step is convert one-to-many relationships. Fifth step is many-to-many relationships are converted here, and in sixth step you will convert multi-valued attributes into tables. So this is the set of entities that create the ER diagram in this example. The first entity is department with department ID, department name, employee count as derived attribute, and location. Then project, project ID, project name, budget, location. Location is multi-valued attribute. Then dependent, dependent is a weak entity. It is shown in a double rectangle and it has attributes relationship, date of birth, gender and name. And last entity is employees with employee ID as primary key, date of birth, address, salary, imp name, gender, status. So this is the weak entity. This entity represents the dependence of the employees. So the first relationship is between the employees entity and the department entity. The relationship is between department and employees is one-to-many. That means one department can employ multiple employees. Next relationship is between department and project. One department can be assigned multiple projects. So the relationship is assigned to, and the department can be one and projects can be many. Next relationship is supervises. One employee can be a supervisor to multiple employees. So this relationship is between employees table. Employee will be the main table and employees again will be the dependent table. The next relationship is between employees and project. Here this relationship is many to many because one employee can work for many projects and one project can have many employees. Next relationship is managers, and this will define that which employee is managing which department. One department can have just one manager, so this relationship is one-to-one and it is shown in the diagram also with the pointer lines. The connector lines are the pointed ones, and these are the attribute relationships. Managers relationship has start date, employed relationship has a start date, then works relationship has start date and hours. Now this is the ER diagram that we will use for understanding that how an ER diagram is converted into a relational database. So let us begin with the first step. First step is convert strong entities into relations. So relations or tables. So we have 3 strong entities in the previous ER diagram. Those are employees, departments and projects. So these strong entities will be converted into corresponding tables, and each of the primary key in the entities will work as a primary key for the table. So how you will do it? By following these things. Attributes of the entity type becomes attributes of the relation. Whatever attributes we have defined for the entity type, they will become the entity attributes of the relation. That means they will become the attributes of the table. Include only simple attributes in table. For composite attributes, only create attributes in the table for their simple components. So if you have a composite attribute, like here we have address, and address can have a house number, street number, city or state. So this address can be broken down into simple attributes and they will be added in the table. Multi-valued attributes are handled separately. That will be done in step number 6, and primary key of the table is the primary key for the entity. So after the step number 1, we have got these 3 strong entities converted into tables. So you can see here that employee table is there with employee ID as primary key, department table is there with department ID as primary key, and project table is there with project ID as a primary key. So let's go to the step number 2, which is convert the weak entities. So in this entity we will convert all the weak entities into the tables. So for that we have to follow these steps. First step is convert each weak entity into a table with foreign keys to its identifying tables or entities. This is done by creating a table with the attributes of the weak entity and defining a foreign key in the table by taking the primary key of the identifying table. How this is done is, for each weak entity W with identifying owner entities E1, E2, En, create a table R. Identify tables R1, R2 up to Rn for entity types E1, E2 and En. So what we are actually doing here is, whatever entities are there which will define a weak entity, on which the weak entity is dependent upon, for those entities we will define the tables, at what tables we have created for those strong entities. The primary key of R of the consists of the primary keys of R1, R2 and Rn plus the partial key of the weak entity. So the weak entity will be having a partial key. That partial key is combined with the primary keys of all those tables on which this weak entity depends on. So the combination will be the primary keys of those identifying tables plus the partial key of the weak entity. Create a foreign key in R to the primary key of each table R1, R2 up to Rn. Attributes are converted in the same way as the strong entity type. So whatever attributes are remaining with that weak entity, that will be added in the same way that we have done with the strong entities. And let us see here. The employees entity is a strong entity and dependent entity is a weak entity. Dependent entity depends on employees for its dependency, because if there is no employee, for that the dependents cannot be there. Dependents can only be possible if the employees are there. So that is why the dependent entity set is a weak entity set. So how we have done here is that in the employees table we have employee ID as the primary key. So we just take it and we add primary key of employees table into the dependent table as foreign key, and rest of the attributes, the relationship, date of birth, gender and name, they will be added just like a strong entity. So what we have done here is that from the employee table, the employee ID, the primary key, is given as a foreign key to the dependent table, and these attributes they are added as it is in the dependent table. So now the dependent weak entity is converted into a table with a foreign key to the primary key of the strong entity, that is employees. So this is how the weak entity can be converted into a table. After this conversion we have these following tables. First is employee, then dependent, then department and then project. So employee, project, department, these are the tables from 3 strong entities, and dependent, that is a weak entity, and it is created with the by taking employee ID as foreign key from the employees table. Name was its partial key, so name and employee ID they are combined to make the primary key for the dependent table, along with the attributes gender, date of birth and relationship. Next is step number 3, to convert one-to-one relationships. Convert binary one-to-one relationships into a unique foreign key reference from one relation to another. So we first have to identify that which entities are related with one-to-one relationship. Then from one table in that relationship, a reference will be set to the other table which is created from that particular relation. Given a binary one-to-one relationship R between two entities EI and EJ. Let us suppose that in the ER diagram we have two entities EI and EJ, and they are involved in one-to-one relationship R with each other. So how we convert one-to-one relationship in the ER diagram is, first identify the corresponding relations Ri and Rj. Relations here means the tables. So the Ri and Rj are the tables which are created for Ei and Ej entities in the ER diagram. Choose one of the relations, say Ri, and now you get two tables. So from you have to select the one table from these two tables, and let us say that the table name is Ri. What we have to do is add the attributes of R to Ri. Whatever attributes are related to the relationship set in the ER diagram, all its attributes are added to Ri. Add the primary key attribute of the second table into this table and create a foreign key reference to Rj from Ri. So the other table that we have left, from that the primary key is taken and its attribute will be added to the Ri, the table that we have taken here, and there will be a foreign key reference to it. Declare these primary key attributes of Rj to be unique. Now the combination of attribute of the relation and the foreign key that we have just added, that will be the primary key of the table. So let us see here. In the ER diagram that we discussed at the beginning, there we have manages a relationship with one-to-one cardinality or one-to-one relationship. How it is defined is that one employee can work as a manager for a department, and when this employee has started as a manager of that department, that start date is given with the relationship. Now see, the department entity is converted into department table with department ID, department name, location and imp count, and the employee table is converted into employee ID, employee name, address, salary, gender, status and date of birth. Now between these two we have the manages relationship. How the one-to-one manages relationship is converted into the tables is that, first of all, from department and employee we have to identify one table as the table where we are going to add the attributes of the relation, that is the start date. Manages relationship has this attribute, so this attribute have to be added somewhere. So what we have done here is, in the department table the start date is added here, the attribute of the relation, and the other table is employee, so its primary key it is added as the foreign key here, and foreign key is renamed with MGR ID, manager ID, and department ID and manager ID, both of these will make the primary key. So let us see here that employee ID is given as the employee ID is primary key in employees, so it is given as the foreign key in the department table, but the name is changed to manager ID just for clarification that this is not the employee ID but this is the manager ID. This is the employee ID of the person who is managing this department. So employee ID is renamed to manager ID for clarity. So this is how you will convert a one-to-one relationship into a relational database. So how it is done? It is done by adding the start date to the one of the table, and from the other table the primary key is added as a foreign key in this table, and the combination of primary key and foreign key, that will make the primary key for this table. So next is converting one-to-many relationship. This is the fourth step. Convert binary one-to-many relationship into a foreign key reference from the n-side relation to the one-side relation. Now here in the ER diagram we have to understand that which particular entity is giving entities and which entity set is giving one entity. So we have to understand the n-side and one-side of the relation. After you identify this, you will do the changes like this. Given a binary one-to-many relationship R between two entities Ei and Ej, identify the corresponding relations Ri and Rj. So for Ei the table name is Ri, for Ej the table name is Rj. Let Ri be the n side of the table. So among these two tables, let us suppose Ri is the table which is containing multiple values for the one-to-many relationship. add the attributes of the relation to Ri. So whichever is the n side, to that table we will add the attributes of the relation. So attributes of the relation are the attributes which are associated with the diamond symbol in the ER diagram. Add the primary key attribute of Rj to Ri and create a foreign key reference to Rj from Ri. So in the table that we have selected for the n side, from the one side table, the primary key is added to the n side table and a foreign key reference is set to from Rj to Ri. Unlike 1 to 1 relationships, the n side of the relationship is the relation that gets the foreign key and relationship attributes. So n side will always get the relation attributes of the relationship, and the foreign key is also given to the n side of the relationship. So see here that we have this table, departments and employees. Now this arrow defines that this is one side, and employees define, since it is connected with a line connector without any arrow, so this is n side. So what is the meaning of this is, one department can have multiple employees. So multiple employees can be employed in one department, and when that employee has started working in this department, that is given with the start date with the relationship set. So this relationship set has a start date here, indicating that this employee has joined the department on this date. So how the relationship is defined, since we have this as n and this as 1, so in the n side the relationship attribute start date is added here in the blue, and the department ID, the primary key of this particular table, is added as the foreign key in this particular side table. So employee will get department ID as foreign key and start date as a new attribute to this table. So start date is coming from the relationship attributes. Next is the relationship between department and projects. So earlier also I discussed that one department can have multiple projects. So here the project side, as you see from this line, this is without arrow, so that means multiple projects, and this particular line is with arrow, that means one department. So one department can have multiple projects, so it is 1 to n relationship. One side is the department and n side is the project. Now here you can see that this relationship does not have any relationship attributes, so you don't have to add anything in the n side table. So you can see that the project table is not added any new attribute because the relationship set does not have any attributes. But from the department table, the primary key is added in the project table as foreign key, indicating that this project is belonging to this department. So this particular thing is done here to make this one to many relationship implemented as a relational database. Next is the one to many relationship between employees as supervisor. So again you can see here that this relation is a self relationship, where at the one side this is one and this side is many. That means one employee can work as a supervisor for multiple employees. So how it is done is that here supervisor does not have attribute, so nothing new is added into the table, but here with the employee we have added a new value, that is super ID, which is for the supervisor ID, and this is a foreign key value taken from the employee ID. So here what will happen here is that employee ID of the person who is going to be the supervisor of multiple employees, for all those employees the super ID will contain the employee ID of that value. So we have employee ID from the same table as a foreign key in the same table, but with the name super ID, which means that this specific employee is having a supervisor with this ID. So this is 1 to n relationship conversion into a relational database. Now next is step number 5, that convert many to many relationships. convert binary many-to-many relationships into a new relation with foreign keys to the two participating entities. So here two participating entities will be having the many-to-many relationship. So for that we have to use their primary keys as a foreign key into a new table. So how it is done? Given a binary many-to-many relationship between entities EI and EJ, so in the ER diagram we identify two entities as EI and EJ which are having a binary many-to-many relationship. So first of all, identify the corresponding relations RI and RJ. So for EI, RI is the table, EJ, RJ is the table. Create a new relation R depending upon the relationship where. Now here we have to create a new table, and that table will be known as R. And what does R contain? R will contain all the relationship attributes. So if the relationship set is having some attributes, all those attributes will be added to this table. Then primary key of R is the composite key consisting of the primary keys of RI and RJ. Now the two tables which are participating in the many-to-many relationships, their primary keys will become the composite key of R, that is a new table. Add the primary key attributes of RI and RJ to R and create a foreign key reference to RI from R and RJ to R. So the primary keys which become the composite key of the new table R, they will be given back, they will be identified as foreign key to RI and RJ. So let us see here. Now here we have employees and project. Now this is a many-to-many relationship. Why? Because we have a non-pointer line here, non-pointer line here. So in a ER diagram, if the lines are described like this, then that means it's a many-to-many relationship. So there how the many-to-many relationship works, the relationship is works. So we can say that one employee can work in many projects and one project can have many employees. So here there is a many-to-many relationship. So the tables are employee and project. Since these two tables are participating in the relation, so we have to define a new table for this relationship which is known as works on. So in this works on, the attributes of works relationship, the start date and hours, they are added here as the attributes of this table. And for the composite key, the employee ID is given as a foreign key here and project ID is given as a foreign key here. Both of these make the composite key and they are the foreign keys from these tables. The employee and project, these are the participating entities. That means project and employee participate in the relationship works. So for the works relation, I have defined a table works on. Works on table gets its attributes from start date as start date and hours, and the key composite key is taken from employee ID and project ID. So this is the new table that we have created. And now after step number 5, this is the status of the tables. The employee table with start date, department ID and super ID. Then dependent table with employee ID as foreign key and name as the partial key. Gender, date of birth and relationship, department, project and works on tables are like this. So first relationship is the employee tables primary key employee ID is given as a foreign ID to the department for manager ID. Employee tables primary key employee ID is given to the weak entity table dependent as foreign key. Then employees primary key employee ID is given on works on table, and the project table primary key is used as foreign key in the works on. Both employee ID and project ID, they will make a composite key, and department ID is given to employee table as foreign key, and employee ID will be given as a supervisor ID in the same table to define the relationship of the employees with their supervisors. So last step is to convert the multi-valued attribute. What are multi-valued attributes? The multi-valued attributes means that when we define attribute in such a way, it can have multiple values for one entity. That means the example is that one person can have multiple addresses, one person can have multiple email IDs, one person can have multiple phone numbers. So all these are multi-valued attributes. Convert a multi-valued attribute into a relation with composite primary key consisting of the attribute value plus the primary key of the attribute's entity. So whichever multi-valued attribute is there, that value have to be taken into a new relation for the multi-valued attribute. So what we will do is, for the multi-valued attribute, we will create a separate table, and the primary key of the main table, it will go as a foreign key into this new table, and the attribute of the of this new table will be the attribute that is multi-valued. So given a multi-valued attribute A of entity EI, identify the corresponding relation Ri. Suppose EI is the entity which contains multi-valued attribute A. So for that we define a table which is known as Ri. Create a new relation R representing the attributes where, so we have to define that new table R where the attribute will be defined. R contains a simple single valued attribute A. So if A is composite, it can be broken down into simple single valued attribute, and it will become the part of new table R. Add the primary key attribute of Ri to R and create a foreign key reference to Ri from R. So the from the table from where we have taken this multi-valued attribute, from that table the primary key will be added to this new table and as a foreign key. The primary key of R is a composite key consisting of the primary key of R, I and A. So the attribute and the Ri, the primary key of the table Ri, it will become the primary key of the new table R. So here the project entity is having these three attributes: project ID, name, budget and location. Location is shown in double ellipse, so it means that it is a multi-valued attribute. So to handle this multi-valued attribute in the ER diagram and while converting into a relational database, first of all, from the table project, the location attribute, which is the multi-valued attribute, it is removed and a new table is defined which is known as project location, and in project location the location is added as such. So that means from the project table, location is deleted, the multi-valued attribute is deleted and it is added to the new table. And this in this new table, the project ID is added as a foreign key from the project table. So this project ID, this is the foreign key from the project table, and the combination of project ID and location, that will define the primary key for this new table. This is the final relational schema with all the tables that we have created by following the 6 steps, and we can see the relationships here. Employee ID as foreign key in department, taking the manager ID. Then employee ID given to dependent table as foreign key. Employee ID primary key given on works on table as foreign key. Then project ID from project table, the primary key given as foreign key in the works on table. Then department ID from primary key from department table is given as foreign key in the employees table to define that this employee works in this department. Then in employees table, the employee ID primary key is given as foreign key in the same table to give as a supervisor ID, and this defines a relationship of one employee with multiple employees as their supervisor. Then the department ID is given to the project table as foreign key, that this project belongs to this department or this project is run by this department. Then from project table, the project ID is given in the project location, and location is the attribute of the project table which was the multi-valued attribute, and it is now removed from the project table and added to the project location. Project ID and location, they define the composite key or the composite primary key for project table. So this is the schema after converting the ER diagram of an organization with the entities, department, dependent, employees and project as tables and their relationships. So this is all about the entity relationship modeling and understanding how to convert an ER diagram into a relational database.